People are quick to discuss Mark Zuckerberg. However, the billionaire Facebook founder's wife has an eye-opening story of her own. Here are some things you may not know about Priscilla Chan.
And then what year did you meet Mark Zuckerberg?
I met Mark 4 weeks into college.
So you were going to leave even though you had met him?
Tech billionaires' marriages are breaking up, and this has been happening more often than we might imagine. And now, it seems like the recent couple who are in troubled waters are none other than Mark Zuckerberg and his wife, Priscilla Chan. Now, if you're someone who follows their story and their social media posts closely, you'll think they had the perfect family life. However, recent comments from Priscilla suggest otherwise.
It is 5:14. Two people who used to work in the home of Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg and his wife Priscilla are now suing the couple.
So what exactly did Priscilla say? And are the couples really on the verge of splitting up after 21 long years together? Join us as we get into all the tech details. The unexpected announcement. Mark Zuckerberg, the Facebook founder, has had a lot of success associated with his name, and his Facebook invention has undeniably made him a very rich man.
Mark Zuckerberg to be the billionaire tech titan who founded Facebook.
But while all of this might be true, it seems as though there is one area in his life that isn't performing so well: his marital life. And that must really hurt his wife. You know the saying, a happy wife is a happy home. It seems as though Zuckerberg's marital life is far from happy. And the reason actually boils down to Zuckerberg's over-the-top obsession with the tech world and building the next IT thing that can attain as much success as Facebook. But it seems as though Priscilla has had it up to her throat because, boy, she made some shocking revelations that made eyes go wide. So curious to find out what these shocking revelations are. Stick around. On social media, they might appear to be the perfect couple, with Zuckerberg showering his lovely wife with lavish gifts, leaving fans gushing. But you know what they say. Appearances can be deceiving, and you can never truly know what goes on behind closed doors. Now, before we get into what Priscilla said, let's start here so as to better understand why she said everything she said. The couple recently celebrated their dating anniversary, and best believe that Zuckerberg went all out for his lovely wife.
Mark Zuckerberg celebrates his anniversary with Priscilla Chan. Mark Zuckerberg recently hit the studio to set the bar higher for anniversary gifts. In a post on Instagram on Wednesday, the 40-year-old Meta founder and CEO announced a surprise for his 39-year-old wife, Priscilla Chan.
The Facebook founder took a nostalgic trip back to his college days, sharing an Instagram post on November 13th that featured Lil Jon and the East Side Boys and Yin Yang Twins' 2002 hit single Get Low, the song playing at the party where he and Priscilla first met at Harvard University. In honor of their anniversary, Zuckerberg recorded a cover of the track and even recruited hip-hop legend T-Pain to join him on the project. The cover, released under the stage name Z-Pain, featured Zuckerberg singing over an acoustic instrumental, with T-Pain adding his signature auto-tune harmonies. Fans were treated to behind-the-scenes images of the duo recording, along with throwback photos of Zuckerberg and Priscilla during their college days. Can't get quite as low anymore, but more in love and grateful for that love than ever, Priscilla commented on the post. And that's not even the only lavish gift he has gotten her. Back in August, Zuckerberg shared a post featuring a 7-foot Roman-inspired statue of Priscilla, commissioned in her honor.
Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg is showing his love for his wife in turquoise and chrome. He posted a photo on Instagram, behold, showing the 7-foot sculpture he had created in the likeness of his wife.
The statue, with its flowing metallic surface and striking green tones, stirred quite the reaction online. Bringing back the Roman tradition of making sculptures of your wife, Zuckerberg captioned the post. The post caused quite a stir on Instagram, as one user said, This is the most billionaire thing to do ever. The right woman turns a boy into a real man, another added. Wife guy level, advanced. One other quipped, I was literally about to get the same thing for my wife. Now I have to pivot. Priscilla herself even commented, the more of me, the better. Now, while the post was met with positive comments, some had even negative comments. A couples therapist named Isabel Morley, a clinical psychologist in Massachusetts, told Business Insider that such a lavish gift might be a cry for help, or even a signal that something ugly is brewing in its head. Now, in her own words, she called the lavish gifts a red flag. She further said that such extravagant gifts can sometimes also be an attempt to manipulate the receiver or elicit a specific reaction from them. Was it really just to show his deep love and gratitude for her and who she is and who she's been in his life? Morley said. Or was it to make him look good to other people and to get a certain affectionate response from her? Now, while we might not know why Zuckerberg really got his wife that sort of gift, many people speculate that it could possibly be because he referred to Priscilla as human wife. Crazy, right? So here's what happened. Back in March, Priscilla mentioned that her husband has been acting quite suspicious, but not for the reason you might be thinking. He was using his Oculus far more than usual, and he started to refer to her as his human wife. Coupled with that, he spends almost 14 hours on his VR headset. And in one instance, when he took off his VR headset, he looked confused and asked her if she was his computer spouse or his flesh spouse. While Priscilla has had a long-standing policy to not ask what her billionaire husband did in the metaverse, she had to admit that she was starting to wonder if they were safe with all the time he was spending obsessed with his metaverse Oculus. But calling Priscilla his human wife wasn't even the only over-the-top thing he did. That same month, he accidentally called their son digital spawn, and then made him confirm he had legs and wasn't just a floating torso. Priscilla has admitted that she didn't like her husband's obsession with his VR, and this might perhaps be a further contributor to the strain on their relationship, and him getting wealthy people's gift for her. Following the incident, the press did try to get Priscilla to comment on the issue, but she couldn't be reached for comments. She also couldn't be reached for comments after her husband reportedly attempted to have intercourse with a Meta Quest 3 headset.
This is the new Meta Quest 3S. High-quality mixed reality for $299.
And was immediately electrocuted. We cannot imagine the sight and how horrified Priscilla must have been having to see that. But long before virtual realities and much controversial headlines, their story began in a much simpler setting. How the couple met. Mark Zuckerberg may not have left Harvard with a degree, but his time at the prestigious university introduced him to the love of his life, Priscilla Chan. Their story began like every college romance, when the two crossed paths in 2003 at a party hosted by Zuckerberg's fraternity, Alpha Epsilon Pi. Both were students at the time. Zuckerberg, a sophomore already making waves on campus, and Chan, a Boston native, in her second year. You could say their meeting was unconventional because they were both waiting in line for the bathroom. At that time, Zuckerberg was notorious on campus for a prank that nearly got him expelled: the creation of FaceMash, a website ranking students' attractiveness. Priscilla admitted she thought Zuckerberg's antics might lead to his dismissal from Harvard. In fact, when they first met, Zuckerberg himself believed his days at the university were numbered. Their first interaction, as he later recounted, involved him jokingly urging her to go on a date quickly before he was expelled. Despite the unusual start, their connection blossomed. And on their first date, Zuckerberg, in his characteristic candidness, told Priscilla that he would rather spend time with her than finish his take-home midterm. Cute, right? While her Type A personality was initially taken aback by what Zuckerberg said, it actually marked the beginning of a love and partnership that would endure the ups and downs of both their personal and professional lives. By 2005, Zuckerberg had officially dropped out of Harvard to focus on building Facebook.
I remember that night I launched Facebook from that little dorm in Kirkland House. I went to Noakes with my friend KX, and I remember telling him clearly that I was excited to help connect the Harvard community, but one day someone would connect the whole world.
He relocated to Palo Alto, California, where the platform opened its first office. Priscilla, however, stayed the course at Harvard and graduated in 2007. Zuckerberg attended her graduation to celebrate her achievement. Soon after, she moved to California to be closer to him, enrolling in medical school at the University of California, San Francisco in 2008. Despite their demanding schedules, the couple maintained a balance. Priscilla imposed a rule for their relationship. They had to have one date a week and spend at least 100 minutes of uninterrupted time together away from Facebook. Their shared time was often simple but meaningful. They enjoyed walking in the park, playing bocce, and engaging in friendly races during rowing outings. Sundays became a time for exploring Asian cuisine. Priscilla supported Zuckerberg during some of the most stressful periods of his career, including when he turned down a $1 billion buyout offer from Yahoo in 2006. She described this as the most anxious she had ever seen him. In 2010, their relationship took another step forward when Priscilla moved into Zuckerberg's rented house in Palo Alto. True to form, Zuckerberg made the announcement on Facebook, humorously offering their surplus household items to friends. That same year, the couple adopted a dog, a puli named Beast, who quickly became a part of their growing family. And by March 2011, they made their relationship Facebook official. And by May of that year, they had purchased a 5-bedroom home in Palo Alto for a whopping sum of $7 million. Over time, Zuckerberg expanded the property, acquiring the 4 neighboring homes for an additional $43 million. However, the couple's wedding in May 2012 came as a surprise to friends and family.
Mark Zuckerberg's Facebook status is now married. He tied the knot on Saturday with Priscilla Chan, his girlfriend of 9 years, in a surprise ceremony in their Palo Alto, California backyard.
The event was disguised as a celebration of Chan's graduation from medical school, only for guests to discover it was actually their wedding day. The ceremony, held in the backyard of their Palo Alto home, was intimate and unpretentious. Their honeymoon in Rome reflected this simplicity as well. The newlyweds were spotted enjoying a meal at McDonald's during their stay. After their honeymoon, Zuckerberg continued to expand their real estate portfolio, purchasing a townhouse in San Francisco's Dolores Heights neighborhood in 2012. The property underwent a $1.6 million renovation before being sold in 2022 for $31 million. Meanwhile, their investments extended beyond California. In 2014, the couple acquired over 1,500 acres of land in Kauai, Hawaii, for more than $100 million, further showing their presence in the real estate market. While Chan pursued her medical career, completing her pediatric residency in 2015, that same year, they announced the birth of their first daughter, Maxima Max Chan Zuckerberg, after years of trying and enduring the heartbreak of 3 miscarriages. To celebrate Max's arrival, the couple launched the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, pledging to donate 99% of their Facebook shares to causes like education and medical research. This initiative reflected their shared commitment to making a lasting impact on the world. In 2016, Chan and Zuckerberg set an ambitious goal: to cure, manage, or prevent all diseases within Max's lifetime. They pledged $3 billion toward this cause through their initiative. Education remained a cornerstone of their philanthropy. Chan and Zuckerberg opened the primary school in 2015, a nonprofit institution serving students from low-income families. They also donated $75 million to a San Francisco public hospital.
It was in 2015 that Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg and his wife Priscilla donated $75 million to help build San Francisco General's state-of-the-art trauma center,
which was renamed in Zuckerberg's honor, though the name later became a point of controversy due to allegations against Facebook. Their family grew again in August 2017 with the birth of their second daughter, August. Zuckerberg took 2 months of paternity leave, emphasizing the importance of family time. The couple's lifestyle, though undoubtedly influenced by their wealth, remained grounded in meaningful traditions. They traveled extensively, dedicating 2 weeks each year to overseas vacations. These trips, which included visits to Dubai, Mumbai, and China, often revolved around reconnecting with Chan's heritage. Zuckerberg even learned Mandarin to strengthen his ties to her culture. In 2018, their real estate portfolio expanded further with the purchase of 2 waterfront estates in Lake Tahoe for $59 million. The properties, boasting 600 feet of private waterfront access, exemplified their preference for serene retreats. Amid their busy lives, the Zuckerbergs occasionally offered glimpses into their home life, such as making challah bread with their daughters in 2019. The couple's dedication to addressing global challenges continued during the COVID-19 pandemic. Through the Chan-Zuckerberg Initiative, they formed a task force to enhance testing capabilities in the Bay Area, demonstrating their commitment to public health. In September 2022, the Zuckerbergs announced they were expecting their 3rd child. Their daughter, Aurelia Chan Zuckerberg, was born in March 2023, completing their family. Yet, even as his personal life expanded, Mark Zuckerberg's professional focus remained firmly fixed on an entirely different kind of world, one not bound by physical limitations. Mark Zuckerberg's Metaverse. For a while, Mark Zuckerberg's Metaverse dominated tech news. The promise of an immersive virtual reality world that was so engaging, so captivating, that people would willingly spend a portion of their lives within it, seemed almost like a futuristic dream come true. At first, the idea was exciting, filled with potential. The Metaverse was to be a space where users could interact, explore, and exist in a digital universe that went beyond the limits of the physical world. Yet, despite the initial hype, the Metaverse's reality was far from what Zuckerberg and Meta had promised. What was once seen as the future of the Internet quickly descended into a cautionary tale of lofty ambitions and unmet expectations. When Zuckerberg unveiled his Metaverse, he dismissed critics who questioned the project's viability. Many pointed out that tech companies were leaning too heavily into the digital world, potentially at the expense of real-world connections. However, Zuckerberg's dismissiveness of this criticism soon appeared to be misguided. As the project progressed, it became clear that the promises made about the Metaverse, a seamless, immersive experience that would revolutionize how we interact with the Internet, were overblown. At its inception, the Metaverse was seen as a transformative idea. In fact, Zuckerberg went so far as to rebrand Facebook entirely, changing its name to Meta in October 2021 to reflect this new focus.
Tonight, the company formerly known as Facebook is now called Meta. That's the new corporate name for the parent company overseeing Facebook, Instagram, and Messenger.
He described the Metaverse as the future of the Internet, where users could engage in activities as if they were truly present with one another. The marketing was grand, Users could make eye contact, feel like you're right in the room together, and immerse themselves in this new digital dimension. Zuckerberg's vision seemed to promise a world where we could do almost anything we could imagine, and perhaps that was its first major flaw. Zuckerberg's words, backed by a slick promotional video, presented a utopia of connectedness and interaction. Media outlets like The Verge published long, glowing profiles of the metaverse, lauding its potential to change the world. The tech industry seemed eager to buy into the narrative, casting Zuckerberg's metaverse as the next big thing. But the reality did not match the dream. The virtual worlds portrayed in the promotional material were sleek and futuristic, but what users actually experienced was often disappointing. The metaverse's flagship product, Horizon Worlds, became emblematic of its many shortcomings. To interact in this space, users needed to wear an Oculus headset, a bulky, cumbersome device that added to the barrier of entry. While Horizon Worlds was presented as the gateway to this brave new world, the actual experience was a far cry from what Zuckerberg had promised. The graphics were often criticized as outdated, akin to early 2000s video game technology, leaving many to question the viability of VR as a mainstream technology. Horizon Worlds, rather than offering a seamless, fully realized metaverse, felt more like a beta product that had not yet matured. The once hopeful 300,000 monthly users, a number that sounded promising when first announced, paled in comparison to Meta's billions of users on Facebook and Instagram. Horizon Worlds struggled to maintain user engagement, with many complaining about empty virtual spaces and a lack of meaningful interaction. Users would often find themselves wandering desolate digital environments, with the few participants who were around often being children, rather than a broad cross-section of the adult population that Zuckerberg envisioned. A significant challenge the metaverse faced was its identity crisis. Zuckerberg's grand vision was ambitious, but it was also vague. What exactly was the metaverse supposed to be? Despite Zuckerberg's attempts to reframe the metaverse as a new and improved internet, there was no clear use case or target audience that could drive its success. The concept of virtual worlds where people interact with avatars wasn't new. Massively multiplayer online role-playing games like Ultima Online and EverQuest had explored similar ideas decades earlier, with varying degrees of success. While the metaverse promised to build on these ideas, it was unclear how this new iteration would differentiate itself or offer tangible benefits to users. Without a clear vision, the metaverse lacked the foundation needed to thrive as a business. Zuckerberg's vague assertions that it would span many companies and become the successor to the mobile internet left investors and analysts scratching their heads. Meta's attempt to push the metaverse forward felt more like a marketing strategy than a genuine product offering. Despite grandiose statements, there was little in the way of tangible, actionable steps toward realizing that vision. Despite the lack of clarity, businesses across various industries, including Walmart and Disney, rushed to get involved in the metaverse. Companies that had no prior connection to the tech world joined the metaverse hype train, leading to inflated projections of its potential. Wall Street investors, eager to capitalize on the next big thing, began to speculate wildly on the metaverse's future success. However, as Meta sunk billions into Reality Labs, its virtual reality arm, it became increasingly evident that the metaverse was not living up to expectations. The metaverse, touted as a revolutionary leap for the internet, started to show signs of strain. Meta's losses in its Reality Labs division became eye-watering. By 2023, Meta had lost $21 billion in its pursuit of the metaverse. Despite Zuckerberg's insistence that the company was in it for the long haul, there was little to show for the vast sums of money being invested. As time passed, the tech industry's focus shifted elsewhere. A new, more promising trend emerged: generative AI. Companies like OpenAI began to capture the imagination of investors, shifting attention away from the metaverse and toward more immediate practical applications of AI technology. For Meta, the fate of the metaverse was sealed. What had once seemed like the future of the internet now appeared to be a costly distraction. Zuckerberg's repeated assurances that the metaverse was still the company's future fell on deaf ears. In 2023, Meta shifted its strategy again, introducing new features like mobile and desktop compatibility for Horizon worlds, while continuing to promote its Oculus headsets and new iterations, like the Quest 3. Despite this, there was little optimism in the broader tech community that the metaverse could ever achieve the level of mainstream success that Zuckerberg had envisioned. The reality of the metaverse was that it was not an immersive utopia. It was clunky, isolated, and failed to deliver on its initial promises. The once glittering vision of a virtual world where we would live, work, and play became a cautionary tale for the tech industry. While the whole metaverse situation has been a roller coaster for Zuckerberg, we can't help but wonder if his beloved wife would be by his side all through this, or if their relationship will also fall by the wayside, like the likes of Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos. While there's no definitive answer to this yet, only time will tell what's next for the baby-faced tech tycoon and his human wife. What do you think of Zuckerberg's metaverse? Do you think he'll make a huge comeback, or do you think otherwise? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. We'd love to hear from you. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the following video shown on your screen. You will enjoy it.